Okay, y'all. So I'm back with a little teaching, some revelation that I have for you all. So Obadiah is talking about he had a prophecy, a word from the Lord, and it's talking about Esau and Jacob. Okay, so let me break it down for y'all in the simplest form I can. Esau is Edom. Jacob is Israel. Okay. Who, Holy Spirit, give me the words. Give me the words. Okay, so all right. Esau represents the we just gonna say, I don't want to just say America as a whole, but Esau represents the people of today who want to keep others in bondage. Okay. Jacob represents God's chosen. You know, Jesus came from the lineage of Jacob. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So when you look at an oppressed people, just think about Jacob. When you think about the oppressors, just think about Esau. And what God it was showing Obadiah, was telling him that he's basically telling what's gonna happen. The reason why these things are happening now, Esau know who he is. Those people that are in high positions, that have all of this power, they know who they are, and they know that we're God's chosen people. Y'all, we've been scattered, and we've been scattered all across the land, you guys. But what God is saying, he's saying, in that day declares the Lord, will I not destroy the wise men of Edom, those of understanding in the mountains of Esau? No matter where you run, you're trying to make you're trying to escape and create I guess life in mountains, and thinking that you're going to be able to escape God's wrath. And God is saying no. And he's saying, he's telling them, you should not gloat over your brother in the day of his misfortune, nor rejoice over the people of Judah in the day of their destruction, nor boast so much in the day of their trouble. You should not march through the gates of my people in the day of their disaster, nor gloat over them in their calamity. So, no, you shouldn't be cheering because the oppressed is still oppressed. Because, truth be told, the children of God, we are about to be booming. And it kind of feels like, oh man, I shouldn't be feeling like this because of the way the world is going. And Papa's saying, no, this is your time. I'm awakening my children. You all are coming into the realization of who you are, because we are living in the last days. We are at the end of the book. When God's children, when we begin to open our eyes to see that this whole Bible has been talking about an oppressed people, and that was us. Oh my goodness. So that means recompense is coming. That means Esau, they're going to have to give an account for everything that they've done. They despise God's people because, Jacob stole Esau's, he didn't steal Esau's birthright. Esau gave him his birthright. But God hated Esau because he knew their heart. And Esau represents a people. Jacob represents a people. So you all got to be encouraged, because what God is doing right now, go ahead, go, bye. Get out and close my door. Thank you. Because what God is doing right now, it is written. It's written in this word, and they know it. Do not for a second think that the people, the Esau's, those who are in that bloodline, don't think that they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. The whole goal of these people is to destroy God's people. But see, God has kept us hidden. God has kept us hidden. The dragon that was trying to devour the lady, and the woman that gave birth. God had he had to, thank you, Holy Spirit. He had to separate us so that way we wouldn't be destroyed as a collective. Slavery did not destroy us. We kept multiplying. You can't tell me that we're not God's chosen. And this has nothing to do with black and white, because you can be born again and be engrafted into being God's chosen. So this has nothing to do with race. But I'm speaking on the bloodline, like, just, I don't even really know how to put it into words right now. But you all have to be encouraged. Those of us that have been standing on his promises, keep standing. I don't care if them knees get weak. Stand up. Stand up. Stop getting weak in the knees. Stand up. This is a time where God's people we're being awakened, and recompense is here. But you have to keep fighting, because this is not the end. We still have work to do. We still have souls that are hungry, and they need to hear God's truth, because they've been pimped. You have people that have been sitting in church for years, and they have been pimped because they have been lied to. They have been sold. They were seeking truth, and all they got was religion. And so now those preachers and those teachers and those that have not spoken God's truth, now they have to go in the wilderness. And so now God's remnant is arising, and we have to speak his truth. And if we don't speak what he tells us to speak, we're going to have to sit down. And y'all got to know me. I'm a screaming from the rooftop. Wherever he want me to say it, I'm going to say it. I'm going to speak his truth with no apology. So don't be on that fool-la-la. I love y'all. Be blessed. Be encouraged. We are fighting a fixed fight. We know how this story ends. We already know how it ends. We know how this story ends. The enemy just wants to come in and play with your mind to make you think. But all he's doing is trying to get as many people as he can to go with him to the lake of fire. And as long as the remnant has the power, the authority, and the dominion in this earth realm, we're bringing God's kingdom on earth. You can cool believe that. So I love y'all. Be encouraged. And we're going to walk this thing out together.